Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Steve and Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell. Make sure you always get your new Going in Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com. We have got 3 different ways now, Larson. 3 ways to enjoy our bonus content. Man, we do bonus content 5 times a week. On Fridays, we put up vintage. You can't find, thanks to corporate mergers and acquisitions, you can't find vintage 10 for the wins anymore, except through the Friendo Club. And how do you get access to Friendo Club? 3 ways, Larson. Name the first.
Patreon. You get in $5 or up tier, you get the bonus content.
Also, Twitch subs, even if it's like the free Twitch Prime sub. Any Twitch sub gets you bonus content. All 5 episodes of bonus content. And of course, YouTube channel members. We got a bunch of new YouTube channel members, Larson. Can you read their names? I got right here.
Joshua Montano, Ryan Chad, Shinobi Cyan, Matthew Auday every day, and Chris Benway. Thank you all very, very much.
We have some new patrons as well. Evan Parkhouse, Brian J. from Monterey Bay, Matt Doolittle. We mentioned Matt Doolittle the other day. I suggested that maybe he become a PhD. That'd be great. What you're gonna say? No, don't be a doctor. That'd be great.
No, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, it's fine. But you should. It's not worthy of suggestion. Just so you could refer to him as Dr. Doolittle.
Oh yeah. Poops on you, not on you, Larson. But that's a new sub we have here on Twitch. Chef Chelios, thank you very much. So yeah, there you go. Good stuff. And then I think we have some your boss from work also subbed. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Subs sometimes are a bit more difficult to shout out at the head of the show because I have to do scrolling and stuff.
Yeah, there's not a easy place to find all that stuff like there is for YouTube channels.
I'm sure there is. It's more like I don't know how.
Yeah, we don't know Twitch very well.
We try. Anyways, so yeah, thank you everybody for your support. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So moving on, AEW. Another one in the back. I thought this was a pretty solid episode, man.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. There was some storytelling, some storyline advancement. Bubbly Butch was pretty funny, picking out all the cameos in there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good stuff.
That tag match was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about that
Britt
Lance
Baker
Archer
was great
fella.
again. Oh, man, he's great.
So we have the finals set for the TNT title tournament.
Yeah, it's totally what we expected, but that doesn't mean we're disappointed in it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I had suggested, and you agreed, that on our preview today from News Brief, that this match be a violent one. You even said there needs to be blood. And
there was blood,
There was blood. It was violent. I thought that Dustin got a bit too much offense in for my liking for what I thought. But they made the point, especially Jericho hammered home the point, that Archer really wasn't breaking a sweat much. He accepted a bit of offense. He took the turnbuckle, kicking him in the balls thing. But
he got right back up.
But he got right back up. He basically no-sold everything, and he was never in danger at all. No. The only question here was just how bad Dustin was gonna, eat this violence, and he ate it pretty bad.
Yeah.
They were threatening to throw in the white towel there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be nitpicky, and I wish they did something a little bit different, even more violent for the finish. So the finish saw Lance Archer pretty much put the iron claw on Dustin and ram his head into the mat a couple, 4 or 5 times, and then cover him with his shin across his chest and get the pinfall that way.
Yeah.
What if he did the Iron Claw and just kept on slamming his head into the mat until like Aubrey Edwards said enough? While Cody's standing there, he's just staring at Cody the whole time. That'll be great.
That's one thing that I felt to get nitpicky also that could have been emphasized more. So I like your idea, but also I felt we needed a camera on Cody, like a close up to show us how concerned he was with all this violence that was happening. And instead it was they were cutting between the hard cam, which Cody's back was towards, and then one of the other cams at ringside, which was just focused on the action in the ring. So we didn't really get a good, but I think you really want to emphasize, and there's still 3 weeks.
It was about a month almost.
Yeah, it was almost a month before Double or Nothing, before this match is going to go down. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stuff between Cody. But for this moment, his older brother who he looks up to and considers a legend and all this and that, and, tagged with in the this is his guy. And to see the reaction on his face as he's just being violently annihilated and his head is being rammed in the mat. I wanted to see that. That being said, I thought this was, on paper anyways, and 80% of the execution was pretty damn well done. And Lance Archer comes off as a star and a monster, and he's totally winning that title. Cody loves to bleed, and this is Double or Nothing.
Oh,
he is gonna get eviscerated.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be just covered in his own blood. It's gonna be a lot too.
I want it to be unsettling because they've also made a point of giving Cody all these wins, and he keeps on reiterating his story is I can't challenge for the world title, but I'm number one in the rankings. Well, guess what, buddy boy? That's gonna mean dick all once Lance Archer gets his hands on you.
Yeah, he rips a hole in your head, basically.
Exactly.
It's gonna be something else. The kind of the weak point of the show, as far as I'm concerned, was Mox's promo.
Yes, you're exactly right, dude. Okay, can we bring this point up here? Because I kind of feel the same way with not to the extent maybe, but AEW is not some magical potion that's all of a sudden going to take somebody that was one thing in WWE and create pure gold out of them. I think they've done a hell of a job with Shawn Spears. I think Shawn Spears is one of the guys in terms of how much he's grown or how much of a difference there is between the two of them. But even with Brody Lee even, I don't see as much as maybe I thought I was expecting to see.
At least of his in-ring work. Yeah, I mean, his mannerisms are more or less the same in-ring as they were as Luke Harper. Promo stuff aside, but that's a completely different character. He's doing the promo stuff. But, if you'd stuck a funny-looking hat on his head, this could have been a WB promo.
It's just Dean Ambrose. It's just Dean Ambrose.
It was pre-Dean Ambrose.
And the funny thing is that in WWE, it was so amplified once he was champion because all eyes are on him. The spotlight's on him. Okay, what's he going to do with the title? And it's the same thing here in AEW. He's got the title now. Yeah. And what do we get? Just sort of Dean Ambrose.
We get him, saying, hey, go, great advice. Go visit your local restaurants to get takeout and call your grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. Look what I'm saying. Call your grandma. That is the most Vince line I've heard. Yeah.
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 That was kind of, the setting was nice, and sure, the delivery was all right, but just the content of it. He was trying to be all inspirational. I feel like Mox should be inspirational.
Yeah, no, I know. So, it is what it is. I mean, again, it's less than ideal conditions for everybody right now,
obviously.
And the people who are wrestling at the with the actual crew, they have the benefit of interaction, of direction. We don't even know. They just put him on here because hey, we need to do something. But I do feel like him. I don't know. So when Darby Allin delivers one of his video promos, they're always really, really well done, right? And they're so in line with who he is as a character and his presentation.
Yeah.
Mox was peak Mox with either the Death Rider reveal video or that Prison Break video, which itself was still kind of cheesy.
That was cheesy.
But even the setting could have been fine, but like have him deliver some of the fire that we've seen he can deliver.
Well, here's the thing
this
too.
Was
like
aimless.
The setting looked great, but it had nothing to do with anything he was saying.
That's true. That's true.
Now, if the setting, which is like, I don't know, like some tore up, I don't know, like an old building, a lot of graffiti on it, if that was used as a metaphor for something, if there was something more to it than just, hey, this is an interesting looking locale we could use for this promo, that's something to work with. But imagine he's just out driving in his truck through the desert. He lives in Vegas, I think, somewhere out there, sees it, makes a mental note. If I got to do a promo, I'm going to do it from here. Oh, I got a promo to do. I was going to do it from here.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. I mean, I thought that it had. I mean, you're right. It didn't have anything to do with what he said. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it could have been better. I mean, dude, even the setup, even when they teased it, Mox has something to say. Come on, man. We both knew this was going to be aimless.
His best work has been with Shooter in New Japan. That's his best work.
Oh, I agree. I agree totally, because it's something very specific, and it's something that's fun, something that he can really play with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, man, it's very few wrestlers. Jericho's one of them who can take nothing and make something really good out of it. Mox isn't one of those guys. He just isn't. And it's rare that anybody is. You need something.
I know. He's one of those guys, like on paper, he should have it all.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow the ingredients just, and I thought at first it was just a WWE thing. I mean, people really like him, and he does do cool stuff. He does have good matches. He does have good promos. It doesn't feel like it's consistently across the board really great, though.
No, he, like I said, I think that he just, it's kind of like, okay, so like Cody, just like a regular Cody match. But Cody, because of the EVP, he always gives himself, like, ever since he started doing AEW, even before AEW, ever since he's left WWE, he's always made sure to be doing something that is interesting. Cody is never without something interesting to do. And that's by his own design. And that's why that's why he's so popular. That's why he is where he's at, because he always finds something interesting. So I'm always tuned into whatever Cody's doing. Mox, he needs to be given, evidently, something to do to be interesting.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That could be said of a lot of people.
Yeah, it didn't do him much of a service, especially given the circumstances that his first feud after when the belt was Hager, because Hager's just not interesting.
No, he's not. But I still think that feud was just really wrong time, wrong place anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, yeah. But I mean, you got Mox, who, depending who he works with, can be interesting, and Hager, regardless of who he works with, is seemingly not interesting.
Yeah.
It's just not a good mix, especially given the circumstances. Let's dive into it. Show open up with a Darby Allin, Cody video package. Cody says at one point, "I've lost too much earlier in my career. Every match counts. So my draw against Darby is essentially a loss." Whereas Darby says, "Cody, look at him in his suits and everything. He's like what TNT wants in their champion. A suit, not me. I'm relentless." And he mentions, when I didn't lose to Cody last time we had a match, I lost to Arn, because Arn's the one that said to him, "Hey, get your knees up." Arn was playing coach. He fed that info to Cody, and that's what cost him the match, not Cody himself. So we get Tony and Jericho introducing the show. Jericho,
do you buy that? Do you buy what Darby said? Kind of feels like an excuse.
Yeah, it does feel like an excuse. I mean, if you don't like that, get your own coach, Darby.
Exactly.
Or hit a suicide dive on Arn, coach is out of the equation. Don't worry about him anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And that match kicked off the show, Darby versus Cody. The first major story beat. Darby does a cover on Cody. Cody tries to do the Matrix cover out, tweaks his knee.
It's like me trying to do it.
Yeah, something like I would do.
Oh, my back.
Throw out my back. I know. Tweak my knee, sprain my ankle. Anyways, Darby, the newly relentless, aggressive Darby Allin, goes right after it. That lasts all about like 30 seconds before Cody gets the upper hand again. They're ringside. Darby's charging towards Cody, and Cody does a sidestep thing and pushes him along, not knowing that his wife is right behind him.
Okay, but hold on a second. Jericho called this right. He was staring at his wife, turned around, and then guided him into her. It's like, what the? And she ate shit. Darby went launching into her.
Not only that, like in the past, it felt like Cody was something like that happened. He would like, all right, match, time out.
Yeah.
He would go check on his wife.
Yeah.
Once someone else was down there, back to the match. It was. But I think that it was intentional. It was like Cody is so focused on winning that belt that his wife can get laid out, and it's like, okay, you got her, good, bang, back to the match.
Right.
Like, he's not even concerned about it at all. And like he didn't bat an eye. In fact, as soon as that happened, he turns around and hits Darby with a pump kick. He doesn't check on his wife immediately.
Well, I could. Oh, yeah, I know, but like that was like a visceral, like, oh my god, you just took out my wife. I'm gonna give you a pump kick because.
But
then
he didn't like help Brandy up or anything like that. Someone else came out and helped her to the back.
Oh, he didn't no-sell her. He like checked on her, but he had a match.
Yeah, he checked on her, but I know he checked on her, but it wasn't like he was like, okay, I'm let's pause the match for a bit to make sure she's okay, which he has done in the past.
This isn't some Justin Law match, man. This is for the TNT title
I understand.
shot.
I'm saying that's the story beat. They're doing this. We're not only is Cody seemingly more focused on the match than the well-being of his wife, but also he exploits what happens there because Cody sidesteps. Darby goes back first into Brandy, and that's what Cody starts working on was Darby's back.
Right, yeah.
So it was Cody working on Darby's back and torso, Darby working on Cody's knee. Back and forth.
Let's get to the part where, okay, so Darby hits Crossroads. This is like towards the finish. Darby hits a Crossroads on Cody. So Cody responds and gets like a 2. Cody responds with his own coffin drop. And it, honest to God, looks like he effed himself up because right after that, I think it was Darby. The finish was Darby goes for his own coffin drop, and just like with that weird figure 4 finish on the Shawn Spears match, Cody, he hits Darby hits the coffin drop, but Cody rolls into it, and so he gets the pin on Darby for the 3.
Yeah, he looked like he had the least possible amount of leverage.
It did, but it really made me think, did he just mess up his shoulder or something? Because, man, he was selling it. And then afterwards, he sort of had like a smile on his face, like, oh, something really, really hurt right there.
Oh, I don't know.
So, I don't know. It's probably not. It seemed like one of those awkward things where, I mean, the finish was so specific that it was probably planned. Mm-hmm. But, man, it looked like one of those things where it was like, let me just get out of here. Just eat this pin and I'll get out of here.
I don't know. Well, it's because towards the end, Darby locks Cody into the figure 4, and then Brandy comes limping out, and she's got a bottle of water. Everybody's making a point. Oh, she's got a bottle of water. What does that mean?
Yeah,
and it didn't end up meaning anything.
No, it didn't. Although Jericho had a good Ben Johnson line.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny, but it didn't mean anything. Like I heard the finish of this match was a little funky before I watched it, and so I was like, oh, Brandy's going to come out, bottle of water. That's going to be involved in the finish somehow. No.
Yeah.
No. Just a weird finish.
Yeah. Cody, but he's sort of he's had some weird finishes lately. But
yeah, that Shawn Spears one was really weird.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it either it was I'm turning into Meltzer. Yeah, I mean, Cody, that's what Cody does. That's what Cody does. It sucked.
He has weird finishes.
We had another Scorpio Sky vignette picking up where the last one left off. Yeah, dude, he's totally he was talking about his title shot that he got with Jericho, and he was talking about why he joined SCU. They really put this vignette focused on putting distance between him and SCU.
I know
it did,
and also it credited him with giving SCU their most popular bit.
Yes,
the worst town thing.
It's like it. SCU really wasn't shit until I came along and gave him the worst town line. But he said it much nicer than that.
Yeah. He said he talked about his match against Jericho for the title, said he felt right at home there. He's not satisfied to just be good. He wants to be an effing legend.
Yeah, that was cool. They beeped it. And I really like that because like the promo was very like sort of kind of standard babyface. But then when he drops the F-bomb, it's like, oh, now I'm paying attention. That's cool. I like it. That's awesome, man. He's totally going solo. That's great.
Yeah, it is great. I hope he goes far.
Next up, we had a Matt Chat question with MJF. Tell me, Larson, if this guy's so rich, why does he have an iPhone 7?
I don't know. And why does he? Why? If he's prone to injuring himself, I guess barbershops aren't open yet. They're in Georgia. Make a trip to Georgia. Get yourself a shave, MJF, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself with your razor.
There you go.
I mean, I understand they want to keep him off TV. This is trying to be funny, but this whole I'm out with harmless injuries, just not really into it.
Okay, wait a second though. No, neither am I. But is the pandemic the reason why he's not? Is it just because he's one of the roster members that they left home so they can?
Yeah, they can't travel. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if he actually had like an injury.
Well, I heard he had an injury, but then I also heard he's going to be back soon. He's going to be back next week.
Okay.
So, but I'm guessing he's just not going to travel or can't travel or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Next week is a live one, isn't it?
Yeah, and they already said he's going to be there.
Okay, cool. So he was talking about like he healed his nail injury. He got a nick from a shaving, and then so he wore a neck brace, and then
it's just too much.
not
into it.
After
the whole
that,
bit about not only did I heal my nail, I overhealed it. Now I have the strongest nail in the world. It's just ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, it's not his strongest stuff. That's clear.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had Wardlow beating Jobber. What's his name?
Musa. Yeah, Musa starts the match immediately running towards Wardlow, and Wardlow gives him one of those choke slam spine buster deals.
Mm-hmm.
That knee that Wardlow does, where he puts his opponent up the second rope, choke slams him up and then rams him to his knee. That's a pretty cool move.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I like that.
Yeah, it looks legit.
Yeah.
And then he got the airplane spin slam. Does that have a name?
Not that I'm aware of.
They're very much into, he's like sort of what was the Nuclear Man? Not the one from Superman 4. Atom
the only
Bomb.
Nuclear Man I'm aware of. Wait, what?
Atom Bomb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, from WWF, yeah. Brian Clark.
Wasn't there a nuclear guy in WCW?
There's High Voltage. They're a tag team.
Well, that's more electrocution, isn't it?
Yeah, but if it's nuclear generated power, that still applies.
Did they have any A-bomb explosions?
No. No. Have you ever seen that? Have you seen the atomic bomb movie that William Shatner narrates? It's fascinating.
I've at least seen.
Really good.
I've seen clips of it, but then I can't stand seeing when they put those animals in the blast radius. They tie up some goats in the black and
Oh yeah, that sucks.
I can't, and I think that's in there, and I can't watch that. Even
though
it's from 1956, those goats would have been long dead anyways.
Yeah.
Not into
apparently it's called the F10. It's the F10. They call it F10.
Oh, that's right.
That is right.
That's right. He calls it the F10. That name needs to change because it just sounds like you're a Denios Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I know. After that, we got another episode of The Bubbly Bunch.
This was better.
This was fun. Better. Last week I was not into, but this was funny. Kicks off with Jericho. He's on the stationary bike. He's on the phone with Sammy Guevara. I guess there is some disagreement over who won the Flim Flam Challenge a week prior.
Yeah.
You cut to Sammy. Sammy's of the opinion that he had the best Flim Flam last week. However, Ortiz thinks Chris won. Santana, on the other hand, discord amongst not just the Inner Circle, but XLAX, thinks Sammy won.
Yeah.
Hager's in there with the vertical video. Anyways, Chris says no one in AEW can beat them, so they should just fight each other. It's time for a Manitoba melee. So there's a fight montage, and it's all the Inner Circle members, and then Peter Avalon's in it, and then Jungle Boy, Sonny Kiss, Luther, and then Ted Irvine's Jericho's dad.
I loved that. Well, number one, I've seen this on. I don't have. My wife has the TikTok. I don't have the TikTok.
Nor do I.
I find I liked Vine, and I liked 6 seconds. Impress me in 6 seconds. Don't take 30. But I've seen this. I've seen some pretty clever TikToks. I have, but nothing like nothing as good as Vine. The thing that I liked most about this when they showed Luther.
Yeah.
In the background, there's some Florida condos.
Complex. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
apartment
exactly.
complex. Yeah, with the covered parking and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so this Ted Irvine, that's Jericho's dad, and then Lou Ferrigno's there, and he's got a taser for some reason.
Why did he have a taser?
I don't know, but it was great.
I don't recall the Incredible Hulk ever using a taser.
And then there were some people I didn't recognize, but Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith were in there. Gabriel Iglesias was in there. Virgil was in there.
Duff McKagan was one of them.
Oh, Duff. Okay.
Yeah.
I know he and Jericho are buddies.
Yeah.
This made me happy. Vicky Guerrero. I popped
Yes.
for Vicky. That was
I
great.
know. You know what I forgot? We totally have an intro with
That's right.
her. We have an intro with her. I have to find it because I have no idea what I did with it. But some awesome friendo sent that to us. I think
Yeah, I
they
remember
said
that.
they paid money.
Okay.
So I got to get that up on our
Yeah.
news briefs.
Yeah. That was great. And then it finishes on Jericho. It was fun. It was just fun seeing all the cameos.
Did you look at Virgil's like what was on Virgil's end table?
Mm-mm.
It was like I don't know if it was like what is it? What it was like Icy Hot or Vicks Vapo Rub or just Vaseline. There was like 2 little tubs of it and a bunch of like weird tissues or something. Probably smells in his apartment. like breadsticks from Olive Garden.
Olive Garden, yeah. Next, a really fun no DQ tag match between.
Jesus Christ, this one hurt.
This was fun. You got Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian on one side, best friends on the other. This was tons of fun.
That chair,
All sorts.
that bit where Jimmy Havoc got slammed on like the chair, but the chair was like the wrong way.
Oh man, that bit where Trent got the Death Valley driver on the 2 chairs that were unfolded but sideways.
Yeah, I know.
And then double stomped on top of it too.
I
Ow.
know. There was a lot in this match that just looked like it sucked, like it really
I know.
hurt.
And
But it was
fun,
a
though.
really fun match. It was a really well booked, overbooked match.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of crazy spots. Ladder got involved, a bunch of chairs. Where am I here? Some attempt at interference from Penelope Ford that went bad. Orange Cassidy took them out. Kip and Penelope Ford ringside led to the finish. So let's see. Yeah, after that bit where Cassidy takes out Ford and Kip Sabian. So like what happened is Orange Cassidy runs back out because he gets taken out early. Throws a chair at Kip. Kip grabs him. Ford tries to kick him. Orange moves. So Kip eats that kick. And then Penelope tries for the Rana, misses. She charges towards Cassidy. He sidesteps, almost like mirroring what happened with Cody and Brandy and Darby. And so she ends up spearing him. And then so Orange goes to the top, jumps off, takes them out. And then Chuck hits an awful waffle on a pile of chairs on Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah. That looked nasty too. And the
replay didn't look bad at all.
Well, come on. It did, but Jimmy Havoc is so casual about it. Like his face, he just looks like he's processing, okay, this is what I have to do next to make sure I don't, paralyze myself. But still, just the general idea of taking that move on chairs just sucks.
There's a really clever bit where Kip and Jimmy are doing some double team stuff on Trent. And so Jimmy sets up with his fingers extended like this. Kip kicks Trent in the back, sending him forward right into Jimmy's eyes, or Jimmy's fingers, so he gets poked in the eyes by Jimmy Havoc while Kip's kicking him out. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
There are some clever bits in here. It was a really fun match.
This was killer, this next bit.
Yeah, this was really good.
So Britt Baker was inviting us into her dentist's office once again for more lessons on what it's like to be a role model or what it is to be a role model. But this time we were introduced to her assistant, who she kept on referring to as Reba, but her actual name is Rebel.
Yeah, Rebel.
Right. Yeah, it's Rebel.
Yeah.
And so this is a great way to introduce an opponent or a wrestler as an assistant.
Well, it wasn't her assistant. It was her makeup artist.
Oh, that's right. It was her makeup artist. That's right. But she treated her like a PA, like a production assistant.
Essentially.
One of the first shots we saw was a multi-picture frame that had in the main frame, Britt and Tony. And then in a smaller one, you see her and Adam Cole. And then the 2 other ones, it's her and Tony.
That's so funny. That's so good.
Oh, God. Their relationship is the best thing about AEW.
I know. So Britt introduces Reba, and they do an interview with Rebel, and she goes, it's not Reba, it's Rebel. And then Britt like pulls her away and is like, all right, first thing, you got to call me Dr. Britt Baker. And then you got to do it like we talked about. And so they cut back to Rebel. And this is Rebel putting Britt over.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And then we go back to Britt. She's in one of the exam rooms. Says, more tips for being a role model. Rule number 2, not everyone can be a role model. And it's in the list of people who are not okay to be a role model are those who wear glasses, fat people.
And every time it shows a shot of Tony who's wearing glasses, who's got a belly, and it shows her photoshopping his belly down to being trim.
Yeah. She didn't mention wannabes, but it was on the list. And then finally, snaggletooths.
And then they do a close-up on the picture of Tony's smile, and there's a snaggletooth there.
Yeah. And she says, some people are born to just tell you what not to do. And it cuts back to Tony. He's like, I don't have a snaggletooth. What was up with that? I've been losing weight.
Jericho starts yelling at him.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good stuff.
That was good. Next, we had Shawn Spears versus Baron Black. Short match for Shawn Spears. He gets one with the C4, follows up with the sharpshooter. He went like into a trance state when he put that sharpshooter on.
Man, I'm telling you, they need to start pushing this guy.
He's great.
I really, really enjoy his work. I think it's terrific.
It's really good. I wonder if that's his thing now. Is he going to start doling out submissions now that you lost kind of an embarrassing fashion to Cody via not even submission. He got pinned in a submission move.
I know. That'd be good. They do that kind of stuff, man. They actually tell like stories and stuff.
I know. Next, Taz analyzes Archer's finisher, Blackout. I love this stuff.
It's good. Great. It's so ridiculous.
It is, but I love it.
Because it's like, what's great about this though, especially on this one, is it really makes you pay attention to what the opponent has to do in order to make sure they don't come crashing down on their head. And I was watching the last one. It was Colt Cabana, who's a beefy guy. And to see him, like, again, you could see the look on his face processing, okay, tuck your damn chin. And so, like,
tuck
you see
your chin
him
and rotate your legs over.
And rotate, exactly. Like, he tucks and he rotates, and you can see the whole process go down. No, these are cool.
They're great. After that, Marco Stunt video package. He's got a bit of an interview in here. He's saying there's a lot of people who don't believe he belongs, and they cut to a shot of Brody kind of intimidating him. But he says, I'm part of a great trio. I'm stepping up to the plate, even though my cohorts can't be here. And I'm going to go out there and give it my all. And I could take a lot more than what Lance Archer gave me.
I really liked that. I really liked his interview here. I thought it was good.
He's got gumption, man.
He does. He got annihilated.
He did.
I mean, he was able to. I mean, he threw some offense. He threw some offense at Brody Lee. It didn't do anything.
No, and he lasted longer against Brody Lee than he did against Lance Archer.
Yeah, he was conscious. He was. Yeah, he.
Felt longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, he takes a shot at Brody pretty early. Just eats a boot, and then a couple massive chops, and then so Brody tosses him across the ring. Marco tries for a suicide dive. Brody catches him, super kicks him. Jericho had a funny line talking about Brody Lee, saying he's not a goofy Southerner.
Yeah, I know.
Wink, wink. He's like a highly intelligent man. Marco beats a 10 count. This part was actually really cool. So Brody goes for a German suplex. But he doesn't even fall on his back. He just throws Marco over his head. Marco flips out, lands on his feet, ends up with the second rope, jumps. And it was like the transition from catch to Uranagi from Brody was amazing.
Yeah,
seamless.
It was rad.
And then he just about folded up Marco with a huge powerbomb to get the win. It was like an accordion.
Yeah.
He has so much snap on that powerbomb of his.
I know.
It's a great powerbomb. Then the Mox promo.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was just 8 weeks ago celebrating winning the title in the crowd, dripping blood everywhere. That seems like a lifetime ago.
That is true. That really does feel like forever ago.
I know. He's like, well, you know what? Tough times, they don't last forever. I'm really thankful. I have a wife that puts up with me at home. He's thankful all sorts of stuff. But most importantly, I'm thankful that AEW is live next week. I'm going to hop in my truck with some booze, a couple Metallica CDs, and drive cross country, I'm assuming it's be at Daly's Place, to be at Dynamite next week and apparently he's got something to say there.
Realistically,
we're going to find
Larson,
out who his opponent is for Double or Nothing. What?
Realistically, are his Metallica CDs pre or post Black Album?
Pre.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like his CDs are probably well post.
You think it's like Loaded and like wasn't it that cover album?
Probably Reloaded.
Reloaded, yeah. Saint Anger.
Yeah, exactly. He's big Saint Anger.
He's got the Some Kind of Monster soundtrack.
He wanted to come out to Hero of the Day, probably.
Maybe he does. Maybe he just.
I actually like that song, to be honest with you.
He made an audio file of the Some Kind of Monster documentary. And just going to listen to that. It's like an audio book.
Is that the one where they all go into therapy?
Oh man, that's tough to watch.
Okay, why? Is it just cringy?
Yeah, because they obviously none of them like each other. And it's like literally a business for them. Like Lars has all these super expensive paintings he's trying to sell during the course of the movie, and it's like obviously this is a business arrangement now.
Yeah,
none of them like each other, or none of them liked each other. They might have been friends at one point.
Oh man,
they all despise each other now. It seemed like.
I just remember the story of the bass player that was with them, like during the Black Album, I think.
Yeah, Jason Newsted. Yeah.
Jason Newsted. Didn't he claim that they like lowered his bass on like all the albums that he, like they were just dicks to him because didn't he like replace a guy that died or something?
Yeah, Cliff Burton.
Yeah.
He died in a bus crash. Yeah.
So like they just like treat this guy like a dick, and then he's like, "Well, screw you guys." Made a bunch of money off him and then left.
Yeah.
Screw those guys. I'll never forget seeing them, like, what are they, in front of Congress or something, talking about the dangers of Napster. It's like, hey, man, we just want some music. That's all we want.
And, like, literally, Lars Ulrich has, like, $1 million paintings in his house, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an art aficionado and can afford that, great. Obviously, you're not hurting for money.
Let some college kids have some music, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, you don't make your money on album sales. You make it on touring anyway.
I know. Exactly.
Anyways, next, we find out what's going to happen next week. MJF is back. Frankie Kazarian versus Jon Moxley. Yeah, this match should be a lot of fun. You got Kenny and Matt Hardy as a team against Jericho and Sammy Guevara. That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Looking forward to that. And then finally, the main event, Lance Archer beat the living heck out of Dustin Rhodes. They gave it a lot of time. Dustin did get some offense, but he got busted open thanks to a chair that Lance Archer kicked in his face.
Hey,
pretty
man,
early.
Wait a second, though.
What?
You're missing out the best part of this whole thing. Lance Archer's entrance.
Oh, I missed it.
Justin Law in a polo came flying out of the entrance, and Lance Archer comes behind him, beats him up, and then continues along the entrance.
Amazing. Amazing.
And they didn't say it was Justin Law, but I know what that kid looks like. I don't need to see his hamburger chest.
No, it probably is even more hamburgery now.
What did Jericho call it?
With him.
A baby chest?
Yeah, ripping the flesh off his baby chest with those chops.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
So let's just fast forward to the finish because it was slow, methodical, and old school physical match.
Yeah.
So towards the end, Lance Archer goes over to a turnbuckle, just rips off the cover with his bare hands. He doesn't bother untying it. He takes Dustin's face and just like slams it into it several times. This brings out QT Marshall or QT Marshall, whatever pronunciation is correct. He's got the white towel with him. Looks like he's about to throw it in. Cody runs out, grabs it from him, and he's talking to Dustin like, "Do you want me to throw it in? Are you good?" Dustin has his hand on the towel, and then Lance Archer pulls Dustin back to the center of the ring, puts the iron claw on him, and starts ramming Dustin's head to the mat a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I mentioned earlier, puts the shin across his chest while still having the iron claw on to get the win.
Yeah.
And then Nightmare Family runs in. You got Brandy, you got Cody, you got QT. They're checking on Dustin. And Lance Archer, he doesn't leave the ring. He's just there just kind of like staring at them, with a half smile on his face.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Dustin like stumbles up and like takes a couple awkward swings at Archer. Doesn't bat an eye. This is how you book a monster heel right here, man.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. I like it. You know what? I mean, yeah, they realize that this guy is money. You know, you get Jake with him, who's now at the I think he's quarantining at the DDP house.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's rad. Let's answer some questions now.
Sure, I'm on the Patreon right now.
Oh, I will go to the Twitch then.
Mike Demopoulos, Chris Jericho, true or false? Chris Jericho needs to retire not because he can't perform, because if he's a full-time commentator, we get him every segment instead of one.
False. He needs to be like Escalade from And One and commentate, or Booker T during that one time in TNA, and commentate during his match, and then go to commentary and continue his job there.
Correct.
Die Hard Homer, who should take the title off Mox, and who will take it off him?
I mean, the story is in place to have Kenny be the guy to take the title off him. That makes the most sense, given that Kenny had that loss in the death match against Mox. That makes the most sense as far as I'm concerned.
You know what I would like to have happen? Mox turns heel, like he's a dick, like a heel, and then Hangman takes it off him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Dog authority figure. Which wrestling legends retired from active competition could AEW bring in that would be most shocking? It seems near impossible, but The Rock, Sting, or Austin showing up in AEW would be major news and attract some lapsed fans. Austin, probably not going to happen. The Rock, probably not going to happen. They're too WWE. They're too synonymous with WWE. Sting, on the other hand, I know he's got a Legends deal. If that were to expire, is expired, and if he I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up.
I'd be shocked if Austin is he's a company guy, and I'm pretty sure he's under some deal now with the Broken Skull sessions that would preclude him from coming over.
Yeah. I mean, actually, the answer is CM Punk. You got to deal with Fox, not the WWE. If you show up at AEW, that'd be massive, because people are like, well, this guy works for WWE.
Yeah, but he's also that would be huge. That'd be huge. I'm trying to think like The Rock can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. He has family in WWE. But then he kind of has family everywhere, doesn't he? No, I mean, obviously, if The Rock showed up, it would boost their ratings.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
I mean, he's probably the biggest ratings boost guy.
Mm-hmm.
After him, who boosts their ratings more? Because here's the thing. Austin is a bigger name, but Punk is like, he would actually still wrestle. Let's say that he's like coming back as a wrestler. Who do you think boosts ratings more?
Well, you'd assume Austin would just kind of be a here and there thing, whereas Punk, if he was going to come back to wrestle, he'd probably be on more often.
Yeah.
So Austin might have the larger one-time bump.
Punk would be more consistent.
Sustained, yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty Sparks, which wrestler would you draft for retainer-style AEW Fantasy League for the next 10 years? Darby Allin or Sammy Guevara?
Darby. Oh, that's not even close. It's Darby. And even they totally know Darby. It. I mean, look at how they treat them. You know, I mean, they treat Sammy good, but they don't treat him Darby good.
No, it's totally Darby. Steve Klain, what's your favorite use of a chair in a hardcore match? Remember that match, the Aleister Black Adam Cole match, where they had the two chairs set up upright but back to back, and then effectively Adam Cole got the Death Valley driver onto the top of that.
Yeah,
that was pretty crazy.
I just remember this. I remember Lacey really loved the was it Guevara versus Janela, the chairs match at or the match that had a bunch of chairs in it at the PWG we went to. Yeah, surely I always have a fondness for that match because she was like really into it. Yeah, she was like, it made me forget about all the BO smell that I smell right now.
It was very hot.
It was really hot. Brian Luckman, do you still see AEW turning Hangman heel with this Kenny story or not anymore? I never thought that they were going to go heel with him. I thought that he might turn on them in terms of, hey, you know, the kind of stuff he's doing with Matt. But I think they're going to do it in a tweener way, like a cool guy who does cool, destructive shit.
He's going to turn on them, but it's going to be completely relatable and understandable.
Yeah, people are going to pop for it.
Yeah. Johann von Wolfhausen, Jericho's knowledge of Spanish wrestling terms is amazing, but lack of proper pronunciation and knowing the meaning is hilarious.
Ricky Scurvy, where do you think AEW will be in 5 years? Do they come out of quarantine stronger and thriving? Will they ever have their own developmental? I think once quarantine's over, they'll just resume normal operations. They'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
In 5 years, hopefully they will be legitimate, viable, actual competition to WWE. They'll be trading blows with main roster type ratings.
Ideally, that'd be great.
Ideally, that's the situation. And
James
ideally,
Fletcher.
they make WWE better.
Yeah. James Fletcher, is Lance Archer's nickname the coolest in wrestling? If not, whose is? It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's good.
It's got murder in it, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, murdering people isn't cool, but then the word is cool.
Trey Willier, how long until Scorpio Sky becomes the singles champ in AEW?
Potentially, Murder Hawk's going to have this for a while.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky could be the guy to take it off him.
Could be. Local Doug Kokal, if it rhymes with local. If Dennis Rodman came to AEW, who would he help, and who would they feud with?
Okay, so he's obviously NWO. What NWO ties are there in AEW? DDP was only Wolfpack at a house show.
Yeah.
They don't have Conan. They don't have Buff. They don't have Scott Norton. They don't have Hall and Nash.
There really isn't any, apart from Bullet Club in the Elite 2 Sweeting. That's the closest NWO association there is.
So wait, so who would he help then? Darby.
Okay.
I don't know. They just seem, they're loners. They are whatever.
All right.
Yo, you give me an answer then.
I don't have anything. I'm drawing a blank too.
We also love to party. Private party.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thayer Thabata, who's better at stealing these empty arena shows, Britt Baker or Asuka?
So, wow.
Some of the stuff Britt Baker's done the last 2 times we've seen her hasn't actually been in the empty arena. Like the promo. I know she was there today doing the shoot. Oh, you didn't mention that. She hit Cody with the shoe in the opening match. So she's there, but her bits the last couple weeks have been at her office.
Yeah. Asuka knows how to use the empty space. Beans from the East. Does AEW need to stop telegraphing their tournaments? Well, there's only one. They had a tournament prior to this. They had a
tag title
tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that was telegraphed.
No, I didn't figure SCU was going to win that.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Doug Kokol again. The year is 2030. Jericho gets his own late night talk show on TNT. Who are his first 3 guests?
It'd be great.
So that's 10 years from now. 10 years from now.
Yeesh. I don't know. It's 10 years from now. Who the hell?
Whoever the latest person to be unhappy in WWE and has left.
Yeah, there you go.
Shoot interview on TNT.
We know drama. We know shoot drama. Let's see here. Dang MQ. Recast Seinfeld using AEW wrestlers. You people should know by now I hate recasting questions.
You really dislike them.
This is I think 380 bits to highlight a message, I guess. So
let's think.
Who's Jerry Seinfeld? I feel like Kenny is a good Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He plays a very good down the middle guy,
Yeah.
George. Who's George?
Who's incredibly neurotic.
Jericho, right? But Jericho's also a leader. I don't know if I see George in that role.
No. Trent.
Okay, that works.
Kramer.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Elaine.
I mean, it's Britt.
Yeah.
It's Britt, because Elaine was a dick.
That's
actually the
Newman?
most solid casting right there.
What about Newman?
Who's the Jay Peterman?
Cody, he's a well-dressed man.
There you go. I feel like Newman is actually Darby Allin. He's got that surly, like, you know, you work with Evolve. Hello, Newman.
Newman.
Darby. Glamorous Jarl. Should New Japan hold the best of the Super Juniors in empty arenas or cancel it entirely? It's the next event for them, and it might be the only chance for them to start up again for quite some time. I don't know what the latest is in Japan in terms of, I mean, I know New Japan's been very careful with stuff, but
yes,
once they start reopening stuff in Japan, they're going to be back open too. So, yeah, if Japan ends up being sort of kind of open for business, but maybe not all the way with like crowds and stuff, then yeah, go empty arena. Sure.
The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley. Tomorrow's cases feature ordinary people thrust into a vortex of mystery, heartbreak, and intrigue. Each one is searching for that vital clue to end a story that so far has no ending. Perhaps you can help. Join me. You'll be able to solve a mystery. I mean, I've seen that show in a long time, but I know Robert Stack's cadence.
Oh, it's so much fun. I honestly really wish that we were able to coordinate that together because you'd have a good time. Let's see here. Okay, so that's it for the Twitch.
Oh, there's a couple more here. Die Hard Homer, power rank some of the worst ring gear ever.
Power rank some of the worst ring gear ever.
Bastion Booger, his was bad.
I don't even remember what did he? Max Moon.
Jeff Jarrett when he had the thing with the collar.
That was bad.
Yeah, Bastion Booger's
that was really bad.
Gear is kind of like that too.
Hold on a second. Let's see here. Oh wow. Oh God. Yeah, that is really okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Why have I not seen this before?
Glamorous Jar says, do you see Lance Archer doing an option C, giving up his TNT title for a shot at the world title? I mean, that hasn't been declared as an option, whether it be A, B, C, or D. But, I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah, sure, why not? Red Enigma says, definitely Asuka, I assume, for MVP of empty arena shows.
Ricky Scurvy says, this actually 380 channel points. We get those for free. What the hell does that mean? Do we get money for that?
Beans from the East, they did telegraph it by SCU and Lucha Brothers being the only beef going to the tournament. Yeah, I know. I figured that'd be the final, but it wasn't a given that SCU was going to win.
Being the only what that went to the tournament?
Beef storyline.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh, that's a good point. Faust in 316. Peter Avalon would be Newman. Lol. That's good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh man. White Brownie says power rank top 10 entrance themes from best to worst. I don't
There's
even
more than
know
10 entrance themes though.
10 of them. Okay.
Number 1 is NWO.
Oh, wait a second. I thought he meant AEW.
Oh, sure. Let's do that. Hangman's number 1.
Yeah, okay.
Best Friends number 2.
Judas has got to be 3.
That's a Fozzy song. That's not a wrestling theme.
It sure is.
There was a music video that existed well before that was ever his theme.
So it's him.
He's a separate category. That's a separate thing.
I'm
Top
sure.
Top 3 wrestling themes. Songs written specifically to be used as themes for wrestling.
What's the deal with Darby's theme? I like that song.
It's good. What I say was number 1, Hangman, Best Friends, Cody's. I assume that song was written for him, if not disqualified.
No, that song had to have been written for him.
Yeah, and then Darby. I like Darby's too.
You're putting Cody's above Darby's? Cody's is actually a really bad song.
It is, but it works
really
so
well for him.
Exactly. As a wrestling theme, it's pretty good. As a song, meh.
Yeah, you know what? This is the reason why I'd put Darby's under Cody's, I guess, is because it's bad for run-ins. They got it. They got to cut it. They got to start. If it's a run-in, they have to start it when the beat happens.
Yes. Those are the only 4 that really stick with me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If you played like oh, you know whose is bad? It doesn't fit him at all is Lance Archer's.
Yeah.
Lance Archer's does not fit him at all. Yeah, everybody's mentioning other themes that I just don't really like. Butcher and the Blade. I probably wouldn't know that if I heard it.
Yep, same.
Yeah. MJF's theme, isn't MJF's literally like I think they added like dialogue to it, but it's like for a spell there anyways, it was just like some YouTube like it was like one of the songs you can, if you're playing copyrighted music, you can, and it says no, it's got a copyright claim. You can use YouTube music. It's one of those tracks. O-Dog says, always wonder what you guys thought of The Rock's concert in Sacramento. Since you're from there, I always love when The Rock ripped into Toronto, my hometown, especially when he turned heel. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's great. Like putting some thought into like ripping on your city. That's great. It was like when, Elias struck gold that one time when he went to
Seattle, man. That was
gold.
Great.
Just pure gold.
And he knew he had him with that smirk on his face after he said it.
To know that town is still salty.
That's still an open wound for the whole city of Seattle.
Especially after the Sacramento stuff, yeah.
I will say that Britt Baker's theme is not bad.
Did I hear? Is it? Yeah.
It's pretty good, actually.
Is that the theme that used to be Adam Cole's? Did she come out to a theme that used to be Adam Cole's at one point? Not the New Japan one.
Oh. That was so good.
Adam Cole, baby!
That's
still my favorite Adam Cole match. Is that one in New Japan
where he's tagging with Kenny?
When he was tagging with Kenny, he just kept on incessantly doing the Bebe thing.
Oh, so good.
Oh man, just to be annoying. So anyways, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thanks for your support. And, we'll be back tomorrow with NXT at noon, and news brief, and pin, loser, draw for bonus content. You can win. What do they win? Oh, just a drawing. I'll do a drawing for you. A really simple drawing.
Artwork. That's pretty cool.
Some custom artwork, right? Doesn't matter if it's crap.
Man. People pay money for that.
Yeah, for sure.
They get it for free if they just guess what you're trying to draw.
Yeah.
I gotta think of some really good categories.
Absolutely.
Something hard, difficult, challenging.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Where's the thing? Here it is.
Press the button.
I did it.